Hi everyone, I'm Joel and welcome to Talking Trends, where we explore Sarasota's real estate market and highlight what's shaping the luxury lifestyle here on the Gulf Coast. Today we're diving into the numbers from the second quarter of 2025 and comparing them to the same period last year. As always, we'll break things down into single-family homes and condos and then look at key price categories from 1 to 2 million, 2 to 4 million, and over 4 million. We're also continuing to track properties over $10 million. So let's get into it. From a high level, we're seeing the luxury market shift further into buyer-friendly territory, driven specifically by increasing inventory across every segment from year to year. But let's start with some interesting sales activity. The single-family home market saw a big jump in the $1 to $2 million range, up nearly 30% from last year. Sales between 2 and 4 million also increased, up over 22%. Meanwhile, homes over 4 million stayed steady. But the ultra-luxury segment, homes over 10 million, saw a drop in sales with just 2 closings so far this year. Over in the condo market, it's a different story. Sales in the 1 to 2 million range were down sharply, off more than 28%. The 2 to 4 million segment also declined, dropping about 14%. But the upper end, we saw strength. Condos over 4 million rose 46%, showing that the luxury buyer is still active when the property is right. Now let's talk inventory. This is the big story right now. Inventory is up across the board from year to year. In many segments, we're seeing 40 to 60% more listings than this same time last year. This gives buyers more choices and more leverage. For sellers, it means presentation and pricing are everything. Today's buyers are savvy and they have options. One last point regarding inventory. Although the levels are drastically up from year to year, if we compare the second quarter of 2025 to the first quarter of 2025, inventory has actually declined in 4 of our 6 categories. What about pricing? Average sales have mostly held steady with a few notable changes. Condos over 4 million saw the biggest jump, up over 20% year over year. Single-family homes in the same range ticked up just slightly less than 1%. So what's the takeaway? The Sarasota luxury market is still healthy, but it's evolving. Buyers have more negotiating power and sellers need to be more strategic. We're also seeing a return to more traditional movement in the market. People upsizing or downsizing based on lifestyle, not just investment. Looking ahead, there are still a lot of moving parts. Politics, the broader economy, interest rates, the equity markets all play a role. But if uncertainty rises, real estate continues to be a safe and tangible asset. For buyers, this may be the most favorable market we've seen in years. However, keep in mind that sales are generally up year to year and inventory has started to decline in most categories from the first to the second quarter of 2025. In my opinion, a sign that we are most likely at or even past the bottom of any dip in the market. And for sellers, success comes down to accurate pricing, thoughtful marketing, and working with the right team. As always, remember, real estate is hyper-local. County-wide data tells a story, but it's not your story. Your neighborhood, your building, your street. Each one has its own dynamics. That's why it's so important to work with someone who understands not just the big picture, but the nuances that impact your specific market and your specific property. Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, timing matters. And let's be honest, the best time to act was yesterday. The next best time is right now. Today's market rewards those who are prepared, not those who hesitate. While others are waiting and watching, you could already be living the lifestyle you've been dreaming of. At the Sarasota Group, we're here to help you move forward with insight, clarity, and the strategy it takes to navigate today's market confidently. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you next time on Talking Trends.